What's up, everyone? Well, welcome back to another edition of the Rashid White Show. I'm still working on a title of that. This is my seventh video, I believe. Last video I did was actually about 2 months ago, and I think it was on the Eric Adams, ironically, over here. So, Black Conservative Perspective is a YouTuber who actually puts out conservative viewpoints, and he says he actually got hoodwinked by newly elect Mayor Adams. Eric Adams. So I'm surprised because I did two videos 6 months ago, and I also have on my sports talk show, Sports to the Wired. I did another video on there when it came to the vaccine mandates, how he was actually a wolf in sheep's clothing. So how he actually gets fooled by Eric Adams is beyond my comprehension. But let's break down on how to spot a fake politician over here, because he was one from the very, very beginning. And if you actually listen to the debates, he tells you who he is.
Not like these progressives over here, right, that want to allow crime, right, and criminals to run the city. However, since this guy's been in office, which has been about, a week, right, this dude has revealed himself to be a flat-out radical leftist, right? This dude is a radical progressive, as he recently came out in support of letting non-citizens vote. Yes.
Dude, in the debates, he gave de Blasio a B+. When they were asking about the stop and frisk, he says, "Oh, my son, he was traumatized by being stopped and frisked." So you know he wasn't going to bring the anti-crime unit back. I mean, what are you talking about? I mean, you're just finding this out right now? Obviously, you're not paying attention, dude.
This man supports letting non-citizens vote in New York City's local elections. Now, this idea is so ridiculous and so asinine that even Jake Tapper on CNN wasn't having it and pressed Eric Adams on why the hell you support non-citizens voting in our elections. Take a look.
You announced last night that you're going to support a law passed last month in New York City, which will allow roughly 800,000 legal non-citizens to vote in local elections, provided that they've lived in New York for at least 30 days. You previously called the bill problematic and expressed concern about giving a right to vote to non-citizens who've only been here for a short amount of time. I think there are a lot of Americans watching right now who might share your concerns and also have more broadly questions about the idea of people who have not taken citizenship tests, prepared for that test by learning about the U.S., who haven't sworn an oath to the country, getting to vote. Why did you change your mind, and why is it acceptable for non-citizens to vote in an American election?
No, I did not change my mind. I supported the concept of the bill. The one aspect of that I had a problem with, and I thought was problematic, was the 30-day part of being in the country for 30 days was the place that I had questions. I sat down with my colleagues. I'm a big believer in conversation. We have to start talking to each other and not at each other. And after,
listen, man, you can't go into Mexico and most countries in the world and say, "Oh, I deserve this, I deserve that." Mexico has the strictest immigration laws in the world. If I myself, Rashid White, goes sneaking into Mexico without going through the immigration process, I do 1 year in Mexico prison, hard labor. So for him to actually say something as acidine as this is I don't have any words. But again, you know, it's not like you're surprised when it comes to this stuff.
Hearing their rationale and their theories behind it, I thought it was more important to not veto the bill or get in the way at all, allow the bill to move forward. In New York City, just Brooklyn, for example, 47% of Brooklynites speak a language other than English at home when I was the borough president. And so I think it's imperative that people who are in a local municipality have the right to decide who's going to govern them. And I support the overall concept of that bill.
Doesn't the bill just make a mockery of the idea of American citizenship, though? I mean, this is just for
CNN actually asking a really hard question. I mean, they actually making some sense here. Wow.
for local elections, but does that mean like next New York City is going to want non-citizens to vote in federal elections? I mean, what do you say to all the people who went through the process, the difficult process of becoming an American citizen, studying for the test, swearing an oath of allegiance to the United States of America, who now see this legislation just saying, well, anyone who's here, go ahead and vote?
Well, I say to them, keep doing it. Membership has its privileges. Being a member of what we call the United States of America is a great privilege, and I would tell them, keep doing it. Be encouraged. This is a great opportunity to be a member of this great country. Don't let anything daunt you or take you away from that mission. This legislation is not going to do that. Keep becoming a citizen of this country.
Bruh, this dude is full of shit. Okay, I'm sorry. That's the best way I can describe it. This dude is full of it, and he had me fooled. He had me fooled because when Eric Adams was running for mayor of New York City, right, the way he marketed himself as a moderate, tough on crime Democrat, I was like, okay, this guy right here, if he can turn New York City around, if he can clean up the crime, he might be in line to run for president one day, right? He's so
Run for president, dude? Are you out of your mind? Did you actually see the Democrat Party itself? What is wrong with you, dude? I think you're looking at it, a black conservative. I think your name is Greg. My boy told me. You're looking at it from a black perspective. You think because he's black and you want to see a black guy do something positive and just do well. I just think you're being totally biased. No, man. He told you. He told you about himself in the debates. He said he gave de Blasio a B+. He waffled on the vaccine mandate. I mean, I made a video about it saying that he wasn't going to he was going to flip-flop on that. Yes, he said that, I'm going to get rid of it. But, of course, he's lying. He's a Democrat. The party needs to be abolished in itself, though. And maybe something else comes out of it. Who knows? But for you to actually believe that he would make a good El Presidente, you're bugging, dude.
Somebody I can see Democrats and Republicans get behind, right? I really thought that, okay, this dude might really have a future.
No.
He had me fooled.
All right, listen. If the media, if CNN, MSNBC, and all of these mainstream news outlets is fawning over Eric Adams, dude, run the other way. You should have made a video and said, hey, Curtis Sliwa needs to be the guy. Anybody that the mainstream media endorses, you actually have to look the other way. Now, that's the easy way of actually doing it. The other way is your PACs, your super PACs. You got to see who the special interests and the big money is putting their energy into. So you have big banks and big pharma, big oil. And they actually putting their money into them. This is somebody that you actually want to stay away from. I'm just surprised that you really don't actually know that. I'm not trying to diss you or anything like that. I think he has a good channel. I looked up a lot of his videos. Just a little inexperienced in a sense, though. But I'll repeat it one more time. If the media, if CNN, MSNBC gets behind a particular candidate, run.
But now, considering how his first day in office, this dude extends the authoritarian vaccine mandates in New York City. Now he's allowing non-citizens to vote. This dude seems to be a flat-out progressive. That's what he is. And he also has what it seems to be some corruption and some nepotism issues going on as well, too, that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But yeah, this dude's a flat radical. Because anybody that supports allowing non-citizens to vote in our elections is a radical, right? They're a far left radical. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. It is disrespectful, not just to American citizens, okay, but also to people who are seeking citizenship, who worked hard to get and earn citizenship in this country, that had to learn, that had to take that test, that had to pass that test to get citizenship in this country. It is a slap in the face to those people to allow non-citizens to vote. It just is. Jake Tapper is right. Okay? And when CNN is pressing you on an issue like this, right, as a Democrat, you know that you're not on the right side. Okay? When CNN is pressing a Democrat on an issue, you know the issue is messed up, right? You know it's messed up. This guy right here, man, I want to say I don't believe it. I can't believe it, but this is the Democrats, right?
All right, but so why would you put your energy behind him? I don't understand. Yeah, I guess you didn't follow him, and you didn't listen to a lot of his press conference, and you didn't listen to the 2 or 3 debates. I did videos 6 months ago saying that the guy is full of shit.
Even the so-called moderates are just beyond the pale, right? They're just beyond the pale. Okay, that's just what it is. That's just what it is. And I'm telling you guys, this is what mainstream Democrats want. They want non-citizens to vote. This is just one step closer to illegals voting. Because right now they call them legal non-citizens, which basically means DACA recipients, green card holders, people who are on work permits. That's what it means, right? Legal non-citizens.
Problem is that the people are fed up with the Democratic Party, and they need a new voting bloc. I think the black people are mostly done with him, which is how I don't understand how he got in, because he gave de Blasio a B+. And he's the de Blasio 2.0. You can just see that from the debates.
That's what that means, right? This is one step closer to what the Democrats actually really want, which is to allow illegals to vote. Right, that's what they really want. This is why I don't trust the Democrats on anything having to do with so-called voting rights, because voting rights really stands for illegal voting rights. Right, that's what it stands for. Non-citizens and illegals voting in our elections. That's what the Democrats are about, right? And this dude is flat out showing you this is what we're about. Okay, dude said I had a meeting to hear my colleagues out, and you let these activists, right? Because that's what they are. You let these activists convince you not to veto this bill that, in my opinion, I don't understand how it's even constitutional, right? You let activists convince you not to veto this piece of trash legislation. Dude, just saw, right? And if you can't veto this, and if you get bullied on this by activists, how am I supposed to trust you to fight crime? You're allowing non-citizens to vote, right? That's a crime in and of itself. So how can I trust you to fight crime and to clean up crime in New York City? I can't trust the guy, because this dude supports a woke DA, Alvin Bragg, okay, of New York City, that basically is like all these other woke Soros-backed prosecutors in the country that's being soft on crime, right? They're trying to downgrade armed robbery to petty larceny. Other crimes like burglary, they're downgrading that as well. Okay, resisting arrest. They're no longer going to be prosecuting people who are resisting arrest.
See, and that's right there. That's dereliction of duty, and half those DAs need to be removed.
According to a memo released by this guy. Okay, does that sound like being tough on crime, being able to resist arrest, being able to rob somebody with a weapon armed and not get charged with a felony, have it downgraded to petty larceny? Okay, does that sound tough on crime? That don't sound tough on crime to me. This dude is a phony, okay? And also to top it off, the dude also has some nepotism accusations going on, as this dude has basically promoted his brother, a retired cop, to a high-level leadership position within the New York City Police Department.
And see, this is where you actually get a breakdown of society. You know, this is what you get with when it comes to socialism. You don't get the best people. You get people that are actually handpicked. I wouldn't even say it's socialism. It's more of a monarchy in a sense, though. The king picks his people there, not the best people, and you get a breakdown of society like this. This is not good.
Apparently, he's promoting his brother, appointing his brother to be deputy police commissioner. Dude was a retired cop, right? I don't even think he been in the force for like 10 years. And Mayor Eric Adams like, oh, here you go, here's a job. Here's a $250,000 a year, right? So the dude is not only a liar, he seems to also be corrupt as well too.
Seems to be corrupt. I mean, dude, he showed you his hand 6 to 7, 8 months ago, man, when I started looking into him. I mean, you can see the handwriting was all over the wall, man. And I just think because you believe he's a black guy and there was some biases there, man. You can't think like that. Whoever is the best person for the job, and again, you know, you didn't even mention Curtis Sliver. I didn't see you make any kind of videos about him at all. You just totally ignored him. And I believe you went right along with the MSN, the mainstream media. You got hoodwinked, basically. And just, you don't use your emotion, man. Use this. This will actually portray you. Your heart, your emotions will portray you. All right, we're going to wrap this video up. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.